You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judy Valencia. The people are fake, the cases are fake, the rulings are final. It's Judge Judy. The Joad family is suing California for committing crimes against humanity, the persecution of U.S. citizens known as Okies, police brutality, and their unlawful exercises of power, and the emotional and physical damage done to their family. The plaintiff may now give their opening statement.
The Joad family has suffered the loss of their grandmother, grandfather, close friend Jim Casey, and Rose of Sharon's stillborn baby. They are also eyewitnesses to the brutal treatment of American citizens migrating to California in search of work as a result of the devastating Dust Bowl. The California government let children knowingly die of starvation as corrupt doctors lied on medical reports. Police officers burned their camps and temporary homes, and citizens were brutally beaten and mistreated. This family deserves compensation for their sufferings, both physically and emotionally, as they will gladly attest.
Thank you. The defendant may now give their opening statement.
The California government cannot be held responsible for the actions of its citizens, nor is it equipped to handle the vast number of migrants, most of them unskilled laborers. Refugees also trespassed unlawfully on private citizens' land. In addition, neither the officers or the doctors involved in the previously mentioned incidents were in the direct employment of the state government. Also, the federal government funded relief camps that made the daily necessities for sustaining life accessible and made them available to these migrants. It was their personal choice and under their initiative not to make use of them. Therefore, we cannot be held accountable for their actions. The defense would like to call its first witness, Jim Casey, to the stand.
Can you state your full name?
Jim Casey.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may proceed with the cross-examination.
Jim, can you tell the court what you experienced when you traveled from Oklahoma to California?
Yes, I saw the pain and suffering of thousands of migrants. Firsthand, I saw struggling families living in single cars or on the side of the road, merely trying to make it to the next day. They were exploited, abused by the locals of the areas they passed through.
But did they actually break any laws that you're aware of?
If murder is a crime in California, then yes. I was killed while defending the people's rights to strike and protest against injustice. I remember saying, "You don't know what you're a-doing," right before they killed me. I always preached to be a man of God, but I sure didn't think I'd be dying like the Savior himself.
Would the defense like to cross-examine the witness?
No, Your Honor.
The plaintiff would like to call Ma Joad to stand.
Can you state your full name?
Ma Joad.
Do you swear to tell nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Would you describe what your family suffered while in the state of California?
I had to take over as the head of the family from my own husband, Pot Joad.
I used love and nurturing to try to get us through our terrible conflicts, but even I couldn't save my own family from hunger, especially when I could see other children suffering and starving just the same as we were. Sometimes I gave what little we had to others.
Does the defense have any questions?
No, Your Honor. The defense would like to call Tom Joad to the stand.
Can you state your full name?
Tom Joad.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
So help me God.
You may proceed.
Would you describe your experience in the state of California?
I witnessed the persecution of the westward migrants by state officials in the most inhumane manner. They humiliated poor men and their families, called them Okies instead of their proper Christian names. These officials burned temporary shelters and Hoovervilles to the ground out of pure spite and fear of these pathetic men. They hardly had anything and weren't causing any trouble. These men should be ashamed of themselves.
You are a convicted murderer who broke parole, is that correct?
Yes, I killed someone, but I already served my time. It is true I broke parole, and it would be idiotic for me to deny it right now considering I'm under oath.
Objection! My client's history has no bearing on this case.
False? How can you say that?
Objection sustained! Order in my court! Proceed.
The prosecution would like to call Rose of Sharon Joad Rivers to the witness stand.
Would you please state your full name?
Rosa Shawn Rivers Joad.
Do you swear to tell nothing but the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. You may proceed.
I lost my baby due to malnutrition and the fact that I had no milk to keep that baby healthy. I don't know whose fault it is, but I do know that I don't care. I lost my baby and somebody ought to be responsible for that. I'm too young to have such a terrible thing happen to me. This sort of thing scars a woman for life and makes one unfit for marriage. However, my child's loss inspired me to mature and do what I could to help people by working to feed my family and helping a man to survive.
The prosecution would like to call Mr. Hurst to the witness stand.
Would you please state your full name?
William Randolph Hurst.
Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Can you describe your experiences in California?
I built a castle on 240,000 acres of land in San Simeon, California, bought and paid for with my own money, my sweat and tears.
These dirty Okies think anything that's dirt, just like them, is theirs for the taking. My guards and local officials caught Okies of all sorts, at many times making themselves right comfortable on my land, attempting to grow crops and reap a profit from stolen soil.
I find it difficult to believe that they were trying to reap a profit, Mr. Hurst, considering most were starving to death.
That still doesn't excuse theft and trespassing. Laws are not conditional on the circumstance of the offender.
The prosecution has no more witnesses, Your Honor.
Neither does the defense.
The defense may now give their closing argument.
Although what happened to the migrants was regrettable and tragic, the state of California is not directly responsible for the tragedies that occurred. Any injustices the migrants suffered were perpetuated by local authorities and private persons. Not to mention that several of these Okies undeniably trespassed on private property and provoked local officials by not complying with warnings.
Thank you. The prosecution may now give their closing argument.
Is the state not responsible for the welfare of the people living in it? Is it not also responsible for ensuring that the local authorities act within the bounds of the law? Any crimes committed by the migrants were acts of desperate men and women, mothers and fathers, grandfathers and grandmothers, all driven to crime by the negligence of the state in a desperate attempt to feed and clothe the children, withering away right before their eyes.
Does the prosecution rest their case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does the defense rest their case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court is adjourned while the jury deliberates. Will the jury foreperson please stand? Has the jury reached a unanimous verdict?
The jury finds that the state of California is at fault for mistreatment of the migrants and the mishandling of the migrant crisis.
Thank you. This concludes our trial. Thank you for coming today, and thank you for your esteemed jury members. This jury is excused and the case is adjourned. Tune in momentarily for the Poisonwood Bibles family case. This has been Judge Judy. The Price family is suing the United States government for crimes against humanity, negligence of U.S. citizens, aiding in foreign government corruption, and the physical and emotional damage done to their family. The plaintiff may now give their opening statement.
The Price family, originally on a Christian mission to minister to the Congolese, faced many hardships, such as the loss of their youngest child, Ruth May. The Prices also faced several natural disasters, such as a storm of ants and undomesticated beasts like lions. While the Prices were battling nature and attempting to convert the Congolese, the U.S. government was assisting in overthrowing the Congolese government. The family deserves compensation for their physical and mental sufferings.
Thank you. The defendant may now give their opening statement.
The United States government cannot be held responsible for the sufferings of the Price family due to its inability to control foreign governments and the actions of U.S. citizens. The government warned the Price family of possible encounters in the event of staying past their allotted missionary time. The government also provided the Price family with access to necessary resources through government officials, comparatively even axle route.
The prosecution would like to call its first witness, Ruth May, to the stand.
Can you state your full name?
Ruth May Price?
Do you promise to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Could you describe for us your experience in the Congo, please?
Well, I was killed by a snake that was planted by a witch doctor.
I connected with the Congolese the most, and even made friends with a lot of them. Even though I was never baptized, I died an innocent martyr.
In the present case, Jones versus California, innocent people died as a result of animosity caused by the government's lack of control.
Does the defense have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
The prosecution would like to call Nathan Price to the witness stand.
Can you state your full name?
Nathan Price.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Can you describe how the extended mission trip in the Congo affected your family?
My family was simplistic and wholesome before the Congo. My woman never lost faith and understood the fear and wrath of the Lord. While in the Congo, I began to notice some hostility when it comes to trusting the Lord, and there was definitely a loss of fear. And after all the pain and suffering, my sweet family is not only torn apart, but has lost their faith in God.
Is it true that after the Underdowns had warned you of the possible problems related to the new Congolese independence, that you, as the head of the household, chose to keep your family in harm's way?
I refuse to let that many of God's children go unsaved. As the head of my family, I reacted to the fear of losing unconverted souls by abusing my family to make them fear failure, just as I did.
I'd like to call the next witness, Leah Price, to the stand.
Can you state your full name?
Leah Price.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Can you describe your experiences with the Congolese government and people to the court, please?
I witnessed some of the kindest, most valuable people. Many people today would imagine the Congolese people as uncivilized or stupid, but this isn't true. They thrive like we do. They suffer from disease just like us. However, despite this fact, the United States government treats them beneath us. Your government claims the Congo has freedom. But do they really? Yes, they can vote, but if your government doesn't agree with who we vote for, you replace them. Yes, we have a government, but we're forced to sell your country diamonds for pennies on the dollar while we're still in debt. So I ask you, if we have no control of our leaders, or our economy, how are we free?
Leah, you argue that the Congo has no freedom in your statement. However, how does your statement incriminate the government of the United States in any way?
Well, it's simple. Look at the newspaper one of the few times you talk about Africa. All you see is how America's being so generous by helping to civilize these tribes. You make them appear to be below Americans, and this causes Americans to take advantage of the Congolese.
The prosecution would like to call its next witness to the stand, Orleana Price.
Can you state your full name?
Orleana Price.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may proceed.
Could you please tell the court some of the consequences from your trip to the Congo?
After the loss of my youngest baby girl, Ruth May, I knew I had to stand up to Nathan. My loss drove me to action and inspired me to try and save my remaining family.
As you can see, similar to the Jones versus California case, mothers had to suffer the loss of their children before being shocked into action. Their deaths could have been prevented in both cases.
The government is remorseful for your pain, but refuses to be held accountable for your family's decision to stay through the Belgian fight for independence.
But the United States government employed a man, Ibn Axelrod, at the time, and he refused the Price family relief upon request. The prosecution would now like to call this man to the stand. That's it.
Can you state your full name?
Ibn Axelrod.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I do.
Thank you. You may proceed.
What services did you provide for the Price family?
I delivered the mail and provisions for the Price family. Not without money or some type of compensation.
What types of services did you provide for the U.S. government?
If you think you can frazzle me, prosecutor, you got another thing coming. Everyone here thinks I was just working as a lowly missionary pilot. But no, I was clever enough to fool you all. All you fools don't know that I was working for the U.S. government. I was the one that passed all the important information. I was important to know everything that was going on. I was so smart. I was one of the first and whatever the hell his name was. I bet you wish you were important as me.
Are you testifying that the U.S. government and the CIA directly ordered the assassination of President Lumumba, who was elected fairly by the Congolese?
I already told you I was too important and too...
The prosecution may now give their closing argument.
Is the U.S. government not responsible for its citizens' crimes? Is the United States government not known for its promise and security of liberty? We conclude that the refusal of relief from the only U.S. government connection the Price family had is a break in a U.S. citizen's rights, and this break of liberty was proven unlawful in the case Joad Family versus California State Government.
Does the prosecution rest their case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. The defendant may now give their closing argument.
We are not responsible for citizens if they are abroad. Liberty and agency is exactly what we value, and sometimes this causes consequences. The Prices were refused help because they stayed past the term of their mission and are fully responsible for themselves and their actions.
Thank you. Does the defense rest their case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court is adjourned while the jury deliberates. Will the jury foreperson please stand? Has the jury reached a unanimous verdict?
Yes, Your Honor. The jury finds that the United States government is at fault for neglecting its citizens, leading to unfair treatment, and mostly for aiding the corruption of the fair election, causing further harm to its nation's people and the Congolese already struggling government.
Thank you. This concludes our trial. Thank you all for coming today and for your time, esteemed jury members. The jury is excused and the case is dismissed. This has been Judge Judy.
Yeah, alligators.
Yes, we have a government. Wait, did you go?
All right.
Ready, set, go.
Over.
There you go. Yeah. Have a problem with that, Dad?